The Patriots won a game. Welcome to the Impossible Podcast, specifically this edition of NFL Rants, and a recap with the Patriots-Bears game that just happened on Sunday, November 10th. Now, 19-3 final win for the Pats right there. Stifling defense all the way around. Got to give credit to where it's due. The defense had a complete domination of a game, 9 sacks on the day. I will say that a lot of those sacks were because Caleb Williams kind of held on to the ball too long, but nonetheless, that's 9 sacks for the day in general. A lot of them came also at like the last minute or so of the game, so there was that. Drake May, 15 for 25 with 184 yards passing. 1 touchdown pass to Jalen, best hands in the league, Polk. And he had an interception that he had a guy open, but he just underthrew it and just completely threw a dart to the defense. He also would have another touchdown as well if KJ Osborne didn't illegally run out of bounds, grab the ball for an illegal touching penalty and a loss of downs. We had to settle for a field goal there. I wish that, because it was a good ball, I wish KJ had stayed in bounds. Otherwise, they would actually be able to, have a higher score than they did. Austin Hooper led for the day, 3 catches for 64 yards. He was a solid target for Drake May and the passing attack right there. They keep finding ways to get the ball to Demario Douglas. He had 4 catches for 50 yards. They need to get Demario Douglas the ball more because of the fact that he is a playmaker. He can actually make moves on defenders. Last year, during the Dallas game, literally juked a dude out of his shoes. He can make plays. It's just a matter of can we get him the ball and set up a pass attack that leaves him open and gives him that separation to do so. The Patriots had 144 yards on the ground, with Stevenson leading that with 74 yards. Now, I will say that I think, and this is an offensive line issue as well, but Stevenson's kind of, I feel like, been just dragging lately. Like, yeah, he had a 74-yard game and everything, but he has had much more dominant-looking runs. But I feel like he's struggling. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like he's just struggling lately. On to the Bears side of things. Caleb Williams had 16 for 30, 130 yards, 0 touchdowns, no picks on the day. That's kind of the annoying thing with what the Patriots have been doing lately. The Patriots have not been great with turning over the ball whatsoever. They are probably in the last, bottom 4, bottom 5 teams when it comes to actually picking off the ball, forcing fumbles and everything. They haven't been doing that a whole lot this year, which has not really been something I've been used to. Like, usually they make plays at least every few games and everything, but they don't have many interceptions this year or 4 fumbles at all. But as I mentioned earlier, Caleb Williams got sacked 9 times right there. Now, I will say that I feel like they could have fed DeAndre Swift more there. He had 16 carries for 59 yards, but I feel like the Patriots defense, the Patriots run defense especially, can be a little bit Jello-like at times right there. So I feel like if they're able to create opportunities more for DeAndre Swift to kind of either run to the outside or anything like that, he is fast enough. He easily could have made some yards out of it. I just don't think they fed him enough. They were passing a lot, so that's why there were so many sacks just in general. The offense for the Bears just completely stalled out. Multiple chances to win the game, multiple chances to keep scoring and whatnot, but that just did not happen. And we have to credit the Patriots defense for, getting 9 sacks on the day right there. Jelani Tavai, Anthony Jennings having a big day, Keon White having a big day. That was kind of the catalyst for the offense completely stalling out. But also the Bears called a lot of plays that were kind of, consecutively speaking, passing plays, and they would go 3 and out, or they would get 1 first down, and then they would just go off the field right there. So multiple chances to score, but play calling just did not live up to expectations, especially with the playmakers that they brought in. it was actually just announced today that the Chicago Bears fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. And I will say that's probably going to happen. Like, if you lose to a 2-win team, you're probably going to get fired, especially if you can't score against them when we're not really also that great at defense this year as much as we should be. So, Chicago, sorry for you. Sorry that you lost to a 2-win team, but we'll take it. That being said, there have been some discussions about whether or not the Patriots should kind of try to tank. It's technically illegal and, like, not allowed to do that, but, like, you know, some people try to do it. Some teams try to do it. It has happened before. But looking at where we're at right now, I think Gerard Mayo's trying to make sure that his football team can win these games. And frankly, we should be a 6-4 team. The close Seahawks game, the Miami game, in which nobody could score and nobody wanted to score right there, that could have been easily one game. And the Tennessee Titans game, frankly, should not have been as close as it was. The Patriots now are up to a 3-7 record, and with that win, it moves them down in the draft order to the 6th spot in the first round right there. And I will say that I'm okay with, quote-unquote, jeopardizing draft order right now. And the reason why I say that is because the main needs that the Patriots need are they need a tackle really badly, specifically at the left tackle, left guard spot right there. That has been kind of a big problem spot for the entire year of Patriots football. The second thing is that they need more wide receivers. Yes, granted, they've gotten Jalen Polk. They got Javon Baker in the draft last year right here, but they need like a first-round wide receiver kind of in the top of the draft right there. I'm not sure at the first glance who those draft picks are going to be, who those wide receiver prospects are going to be, but they got to make it happen because there's got to be some separation. Even though there's some offensive line help that needs to occur right there, we also need some playmakers. Looking ahead, the Patriots are playing at home against the Rams this upcoming Sunday, and the Rams, at the time of recording, have a healthy Cooper Kupp and a Puka Nacua, who's hopefully not going to punch someone in the face this time. The big thing for the Patriots is, can they limit these penalties and pretty much just stalling out their drives from penalties? The Patriots got 8 or 9 penalties from this past game, with 50 yards being costed from that right there. Those are mistakes that shouldn't be happening right there. There's been a multitude of offensive line combinations that have kept happening, but at the time being right here, there has to be some type of discipline when it comes to the offensive line play right here. There's been multiple combinations. We know that there's been injury and everything, but can the Patriots limit their offensive line struggles and their just general holding struggles that have been occurring mostly on the offensive side of things? And the reason why that Patriots team won the Chicago Bears game is because they were playing more complementary football. Their defense stepped up. The offense did what they needed to do. Could they have scored more? Probably. Yes, I sure would have liked one more touchdown right here. But the offense is going to have to keep pace with the Los Angeles Rams, especially with the passing attack consisting of Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and having a rushing game of Kyren Williams being able to kind of attack that running game as well. And the defense needs to limit that passing attack because the Rams are almost in the bottom half of the rushing attack in terms of the entire league rankings. So if they can limit that pass game, then they just need to kind of neutralize the pass game, focus on the run right there, and they should be able to make something happen. But let me know what you think. At the time of recording, I'm very hopeful that the Patriots could possibly pull out maybe 1 or 2 more wins. Me personally, I think this game is going to be a little bit hard for them to kind of keep up with, especially trying to keep pace with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Christian Gonzalez could possibly match up well with them, but the other cornerbacks I'm not so sure about. So I would say it could be relatively sluggish at the beginning, but the Rams might pull it out, sadly enough. Wanted to let you know, though, that I am an ambassador for Dead Threads. Dead Threads is a cool company where you can get really, really awesome merch to support your team. Basketball, football, baseball, hockey, any type of sport you think of, college football, they have it right there. And it looks mean. It looks tough right there. I have my Patriots one right here. So it's looking great. I also have one that has an awesome back print to it as well. I'm going to leave the link in the bio right here, but use code YIMPOSSIBLE to save 10% on your order on any sweater, hoodie, t-shirt, anything you can get. Dead Threads has got it for you for your favorite team. With that being said, thank you so much for watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Please leave a 5-star review if you like what you hear. And I'm going to try and do this every single week, giving a little tiny snapshot preview of the next week's game and giving a recap of the games after Patriots games right here. Appreciate you being here. Be good to yourself along the way, and I will see you next week. Hope your team wins, except if you're the Chiefs.